My name is Amanda McDonald, and I'm the LSU Discover Librarian. A key part of my position is teaching students how to figure out how they can effectively design posters that they could use for their classes, at school symposiums, and even at national conferences. In this video, what I'm going to try to do is show you how to get started in developing a poster. I really want to make this as easy as possible because I understand that you're just now learning how to actually conduct research at a graduate level. So my goal here is to just give you the quick and easy method for doing this effectively. So the first thing that you want to think about is you want to think about the size of your poster. Since this is for a class, look through your assignment requirements. If your professor tells you your poster should be a specific size, you need to make it that size. If you're doing this for a conference, really look at the conference requirements. Sometimes they have this information on the website. It's often included in the proposal when you apply for the conference. Either way, go back and double check. This should be one of the very first things you do when you start working on your poster. A standard size is often 4 by 3. But again, this is something you want to do first because you don't want to be that person who shows up at the conference and your poster size is backwards or a little bit off, because then you already kind of look like an amateur. So what we want to do is make sure that you start off on the right foot. In terms of design, you want to think carefully about the sections and the organization of material on your poster. For poster sessions, it's often pretty standard for fields, but there is some room for creativity. One thing that I would think about is think about the organization of an article, and we'll talk more about this in a later presentation, but thinking about how peer-reviewed journal articles look in your field and look specifically at the sections that they have in those articles. That can help you think about what sections you need in a poster. In terms of creativity, you can really have a lot of fun with colors, fonts, and images. Just make sure that you cite anything that you use if it's not your own image. In terms of software, I would recommend using something like PowerPoint. The reason why I think PowerPoint is a good starting software is because pretty much every undergraduate student knows how to use it. We go through college using the Microsoft Office products, and this is just something else that you've probably used for years. So using a slide for your poster is totally effective and totally respectable. Something else you can do if you're someone who's really interested in design is think about using the program InDesign. InDesign does have a steep learning curve, so if you're someone who's never used it, it might take you a little bit of while to figure out how to do that. But we do have some Adobe products on the computers in Middleton Library, so you can come play around with things like Photoshop if you want to get some experience. In terms of templates, these can really help you with organization, and there's no problem starting with a template because it really is going to look pretty standardized in the end anyway in terms of organization. I would recommend Colin Purrington's Designing Conference Posters. It's an excellent site. It has tips, it has tricks, it has examples. I'm going to go through a lot of it, but a lot of what I know I learned from Colin, so I'd really recommend going through the different sections on his page. This is the URL, but I'm going to walk you through that page in a moment. Lastly, I'm going to have us practice today. I want us to go to his site, download a template, and adjust the size. I'm going to recommend doing the 4 by 3 since that's a size that I know is pretty common. However, you can do whatever your assignment requirements are. And then in the end, I want us to remember that we need to save what we've practiced. So I'm going to exit this slide and go ahead and go to Chrome. This is the Colin Purrington site that I messaged. Right here is that URL that's on your page. And what you can see here, I'm on the section already for poster templates. And what he does is he has a few templates here. He has the numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, I think there's 5 here. And what you can do is you can kind of glance at his descriptions and you can kind of see on the side what the different posters look like. In terms of what you want, it kind of depends what research you have to display. I would go through and I would look at each one of these templates and see how it's laid out, how it's organized. If you know you have a large results section, this might be a really good choice for you. If you're someone who has a lot of literature cited, this first option might be really good. If you're someone who wants to play with the different sections a little bit, you like the split middle for results, this option might be good. So what I would do is pick what you like most. I'm going to pick option 3. You can go ahead and download it. Then you can go ahead and open it. Here we go. I'm going to enlarge it a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. So you can see it. This is at 100%, so I'm going to go ahead and make it much smaller. Whoops. I'm not sure why this is so big. We're in normal view. There we go. Here we go. We're at like 10% now. The reason that was so big, I shouldn't say I'm not sure. It's because this is an actual poster template, and that was already sized quite large. So now I've got it at 14%, so you can kind of see what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and click on this box here and delete that. That's just for your reading. But you can see the poster template that Colin has laid out here. So what I would do, now that I've seen this, is I would go ahead and adjust the size. To do that, I would go to File and Page Setup. And here it's 56 by 35, so I'm going to change that to 48 by 36. So I've got it at 4 by 3, and I'm going to press OK. Sure. Let's press Fix. There we go. So let's say now I've got this set, so I know that whatever work I do on here, I've actually got it working to the right size. The next thing I might do is think about saving this, but I want to go ahead and say, don't worry if the text is a little weird. We can move these boxes. You know, we can go ahead and move these boxes down later if we need to. It just depends on how we want to do that. But if you want that margin, we can fix it. So let's go ahead and save this. And we'll just do presentation for your professor and the date. I'm going to save this on my desktop. You can save it wherever makes sense for you. And I'm going to go ahead and press save. Awesome. This completes the end of our first video.